human body, like pretty much all bodies in the animal kingdom, are designed to at least have one litter, raise that litter until they're self-sufficient, then the body starts to degrade at an increased rate. It's been 35 or 45 years, at least in America, that the adult population, and I'm talking not only young adult, but middle-aged and older adults, started to take on exercise as a lifestyle. They wanted to decrease that rate of degradation that they had seen happen to their parents and their grandparents. And they also demanded the support for that from the medical community. So, what kind of exercise is the best exercise? Under the use it or lose it proposition, anything that you do on a consistent basis, and that's key, consistency, is going to put you in a much better position than you would be just sitting on the couch day in and day out. Let's say you want to get the best bang for your buck, then what would you do? Well, it would involve strength, endurance, and upper intensity work. In terms of strength, it's resistance exercises, working with weights, body weight, being able to do something like this. Try hanging for 1 minute and see if you can last. Now, I said it before, when you get older, things just get tougher. Being able to have the muscle to support what you want to do and the balance and stability, things will get easier. You'll enjoy life a lot more. Still hanging. I worked myself up to about a little over 1 minute. I'll probably stop right now. With respect to endurance, you always want huge amounts of oxygenated blood coursing throughout your body. Not only for the nutrients and oxygen it provides, but also for the removal of waste material. All that is especially key in dementia-related diseases such as Alzheimer's. The third component, upper intensity, even if you go from couch potato to a poor VO2 max, which is what they measure the upper intensity with, then you've increased your health factor by a huge amount. So you don't have to do what I do and be a bicycle racer or run marathons. I don't run marathons. Just doing something, being consistent, will get you healthier, will improve your health, and improve your longevity and how functional you're going to be. The more you do, the more you're going to improve. But again, you don't have to be a racer to be healthy. Okay, you notice that it's now the next day. There's a lot of fog out here. So this is a long ride day. And there's no rain, fortunately, today. And fortunately, I'm doing it with others. So come along and let's see what we got. That's Chester.
Chester the molester. Yeah.
Chester. See, you're gonna be on YouTube, Chester. There you go. We are now on the last climb leading up to the first rest stop. On the previous climb, I went to the front after Cat 2 Ron had set a pretty good pace. I wanted to keep the speed up to see how Natalia would do, and apparently she's doing quite well. So Ron had gone to the front, Natalia went with him, and then just a little minor attack. After the pacing I did, I just can't keep up with these guys. So I get my legs under me a bit and I try to go after them, and Ron goes to the front and he's gonna go to the top before Natalia does. I'm trying to chase Natalia, but I never catch her. Damn, she rocked that.
She killed it, dude. I didn't lose her. Maybe a little bit.
Man, you rocked it. You absolutely rocked it. I was impressed.
Yeah, I was impressed.
I can't wait to see that video.
Yeah.
Getting dropped.
Oh, well, no,
I know, just joking. I want to see your video.
Yeah.
Did you stay on Natalia?
She attacked.
He attacked first, and I was like, I want to follow him, but he dropped me.
Okay, so keep that in mind for Cantua, because Cantua has a finishing climb.
Okay.
In fact, the turnaround.
I saw your video. I saw it this week.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard you go, shit.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Okay, see you guys. We are now on the burro climb. After we make the left turn and regroup, after we bid the others adieu, I go to the front and set a strong pace. I do that for two reasons. One, again, to test Natalia, but also to test myself. Keep in mind episode 1, where my battery died out before I could do my FTP test. My biggest FTP that I had last year was 275 watts, and I was predicting I would be doing 265 watts. So on this climb, I ended up doing 294 watts for 7 minutes and 8 seconds. If this was an 8-minute test, that would have come out to be about 265 watts. On the other end of the spectrum, this is the 47-mile mark, and I already put in a big climbing effort. So maybe my FTP is somewhere between 265 and 275. I gotta do an FTP test soon. When we got to the top, neither of them had come around. Cat 2 Ron said that he was not motivated to come up to the front, and Natalia said that she was glad that she just hung on. After getting dusted by her a number of times on the steep stuff, I was pretty pleased. Now, the original plan was for us to just turn around, get back on the main road, and come on in. But after putting in the effort I did, I said, why don't we just continue on this path? We'll reconnect down the road, it'll be a longer ride, and we'll continue to get a good workout. Now, I knew better. I knew that I burned a lot of matches at that point, and it was still a long way to go. Heading up to the last major climb of this loop, which is also the last major climb of this ride, I couldn't hang on with these guys anymore. And so I had called up previously, because I knew I was going to get dropped, to just wait at the top. And we know what they did. So on the way back, when it's flatter, after a little bit of descending, I was feeling better. We're all trading pulls, but I was hurting. I even called sometimes for Cat 2 Ron to slow down. Natalia was also feeling it after the top of this last climb, but she never let on. At about the 70-mile mark, before Natalia turned off, I was riding a lot of wheels at that point because I still had another 15 miles once I split off from Ron, from Cat 2 Ron. After he and I split, he continued to ride because he wanted to get 100 in. That guy never weakened on this ride. Good Lord, finally home. You know, I went to do a little extra and I forget how much extra is. Forget how much I also forget how old I am, I think, sometimes too. Okay, so it's about 105 miles. I'm tired, I'm hungry. I'll talk to you inside. Oh man, what a ride. I'm on the edge of cramping. And I'm going to be on the edge of cramping into part of the night when I'm trying to fall asleep. I got to keep my legs straight because if I bend them, then my hamstrings are just going to go. And the only way that I can stop cramping pretty much almost immediately is by standing up. So I just, just keep the legs straight. And usually about the middle of the night, then the cramping potential goes away. All right, so as soon as I got in, I slammed down one of my fruits and kale smoothies, which included an awful lot of sugar and about 10 grams of whey protein. And that helped a lot. Then the fetching Mr. Cycling Greek and I went for a walk. We walked just under a mile. The advantage of doing that is, and I've always said before that cycling is a linear sport. And by walking, you're using all your muscles and how it was designed, because we're not designed to go on a bicycle, right? So, and that helped. That helped quite a bit. I also did a bunch of massage and ate more, and then I ate more, and then I ate more. All right. One of the good things about this, there's a lot of good things about this ride. One of the good things for me was that it was not a death march coming in. I was riding weaker than I was, obviously in the beginning or the middle of the ride, but I was still keeping the watts up there. I think I averaged in raw wattage 167 watts for 7 hours. So I'm just about finished with the video. This is the last clip. And then to bed I go. It's about 10:30 right now. If I went to bed earlier, I probably couldn't sleep. I'm still a little amped. Interesting to note about, I got in a little before 4 o'clock. And good thing that Cat 2 Ron was there, because he was doing some major pulling that I could barely hang on to, but he was keeping the speed up there. Otherwise, I'd probably still be out there. But at about 5:30, my heart rate was 70. Now, for a normal person, you know, a doctor would take a reading and go, okay, 70, that's normal. But my resting heart rate is 40, and I'm amped at that point. So now I'm about 50 or so. So I'm definitely winding down. All right, this is episode 2. I'm going to get this and go to bed. As always, remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.